welcome to Secure the Bag Wild Card Weekend Edition. It's your boy AW.
And your boy Strizzy. What's good, Select fam? Secure the bag in the building. What's going on, y'all?
Yes, we back. We back again, live and in full effect. You know, we do this show every week where we pick all of the games against the money line, and then we bring you three locks against the spread. This week, being it's playoffs and there's a reduced amount of games, we're going to go ahead and make lock picks for all six of the weekend matchups. But before we get into that, Strizzy, how are you doing this week, man? How are you feeling about this?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? It's playoff weekend. I feel like it's a lot easier to get every team right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, there's going to be at least one, maybe two upsets. So you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing sweet. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I'm excited for it, though, man. Playoff football is here. Love it. But it also means it's hitting the tail end of football season. So it's like it's bittersweet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely bittersweet because, like you said, man, it's the most exciting time. It's some of the best matchups and the best games played that we'll see all year. But of course, that means it's almost coming to an end. There's nothing like that full slate of games when you know that there's going to be 16 games on in a weekend. You're going to see everybody play. Now there's only 6, so we gotta take advantage and enjoy them while we can. So
for sure. How about you? How you feeling? How you been?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Just getting ready to get into this playoff week for sure. Still coming down from that national championship game for sure last week. That was super dope. So, but yeah, I'm excited to get it popping. Our boy Marcus can't be with us today. We had a little bit of a scheduling conflict, but of course that's kind of on us. We appreciate him when we can get him, but he's a very busy man. So he's out there doing his thing. So much love to our boy Marcus as well. But let's go ahead and get things popping here. Last week we did on our money line picks. Strizzy 12-4. I went 11-5. So great job, Strizzy. Finishing off the year very strong there. So you'll kind of lead us off in our discussion on these. But we did remove the timer for this week so that we can kind of talk a little bit more in depth about these playoff matchups and why we like who we like. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. We were gonna do our picks, but of course, like we always like to say, this is not actual betting advice. Not actual betting advice. We got the money line, just picking who will win the game. Also, there's the over under. Just are they going to score more or less points than a given number? And then we also have the spread, which is who's going to win with the adjusted score. So we're going to pick all of ours against the spread for this week. But we'll also throw out our money line pick and then maybe even the over under too. So. Also, I'm curious, are you going to parlay? Are you going to do a little 6-teamer this weekend?
Oh, I already got it locked up.
Oh, you already?
I definitely got a little 6-teamer parlay going in. And actually, to be truth be told, I actually got 2 because I think Cowboys are going to win, but they're so hard to trust. You know what I'm saying? So I had to hedge it a little bit just in case that last game is the one that screws me.
Okay, that's a little preview. That's what's up. Well, we're about to get the goods right now. We're about to find out how Strizzy is gonna make some payments off of this one, secure some bags. So let's go ahead and get this thing popping. With the first matchup of the weekend, we'll have the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. And this is tomorrow.
For sure, man. I'm definitely taking San Francisco at -9.5. I really like what the Seahawks have done all year, especially because I feel like everybody counted them out. You know what I'm saying, with Russell Wilson taking off and Geno Smith not necessarily having the greatest or most memorable career, you know what I mean, in his kind of short NFL career. So they've done actually really, really well. They needed a little bit of help, I think, to get into the playoffs, but they got there. Saying thanks to the Lions on that one, right?
Right.
But the San Francisco team to me right now is my favorite out of the NFC. I think they always have the best defense, and their offense is rolling. They have a huge question mark coming up. You know what I'm saying? If Jimmy G gets healthy before, if they continue going on, who do they go back? Because Brock Purdy hasn't just maintained. The kid has been on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been really, really good. So that's the reason why I'm taking San Francisco. It's a high spread, but I like them where they're at.
Got you. So, okay, so you have San Francisco by 10, basically.
Yeah.
I'm with you there on San Francisco. They're definitely a hot team. One of the hottest in the NFC for sure, rolling into the playoffs, looking very strong. And Brock Purdy is doing a great job for a rookie, for Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
I mean, the the 49ers couldn't have dreamed for more. So I do give him his props there, but I do think 9.5 is a little bit too much. I'm actually going with the Seahawks against the spread. I think that the 49ers will win the game, but I think maybe late in the game, the Seahawks kind of cut the score and make it close. So we'll see. But I'll go ahead and then update that real quick. We'll make it official then. We got. I'm going with the Seattle against the spread, and you got San Francisco, the big favorite. So that's what's up. Before we hit the over-unders, do want to welcome Grace to the show. She reminds us it's Friday the 13th. So you know what I'm saying, watch out for black cats and all that too tonight. Be safe. And then also we got Ankh. Hello, Ankh. What's good? Hope everything is well out in Texas. So that's what's up. Let's talk about the over-under real quick. You got this one as a high-scoring affair, or you might be taking the under on this one?
It's actually really, really tricky. I got it as an under on this one. Division opponents, right? They know each other really well. That San Francisco defense is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like San Francisco gets it. Maybe like I don't know, 30 to – not 30, my bad, like a 20 to 10, 20 to, I don't know, 12 type game in a sense, but I have it, under 42. I don't think it's going to be too high scoring. Defense
I agree, yeah. I think unless San Francisco really blows them out, I think it should be under. I think the Seattle defense might have a trick or two for the rookie because, as we know, it slows down in the playoffs. It gets more heightened. So I think that this is kind of good, though, for San Francisco to get that test out of the way before they start getting into the later rounds of the playoffs for their rookie quarterback. So, so we're both on the under, but I'm going with the Seahawks and you're going with the 49ers. We'll go ahead and lock that in. That is Saturday. That's leading off. That's Saturday afternoon, the first games of the playoffs. And then if you're watching along, don't be afraid to drop your picks in there as well. We want to know how you guys are feeling. But let's move on to our next game, which will be Saturday night. We got the Chargers visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, man, this one has been really getting me. This is the coin flip. This is the coin flip game. This is what they've been saying potentially could be the best game of the playoffs. As these teams are very, very, evenly matched, in my opinion. But I'm gonna go with. I think I'm going Chargers in this one. I feel like they've missed the playoffs by like a game the last like 2 seasons or so. Like they've been right there, and I feel like they're Justin Herbert just not a lot more experience, you know what I mean, and going into this, but a little bit more than Trevor Lawrence. So. I really like the Chargers in this one, but it's going to be close, man. That -2.5 could easily be a 1-point win. You know what I'm saying? So I am taking the Chargers at a negative 2.5.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going with the Chargers as well. They've kind of been written off a lot, and it's kind of been their fault at times, right? Because they have so much talent, but they've kind of underperformed. Had so many injuries at wide receiver, for instance. It kind of never fully got to full strength. I think. Like you said, they're in the playoffs now. They're here now. And I just feel like they're an overall better team than Jacksonville. And if I had to ride with a quarterback, I'm riding with Herbert, right? So,
for sure.
Yeah, I think that they just make just enough, just a few more plays. But I am going with San Diego by 3. I think that they should be able to cover that spread. I also think, though, that this is probably an under for me. I just think that both teams will probably come out a little bit tight, and it's not going to be as high scoring as maybe in the regular season. So
exactly. I actually agree with you on this one. At first I was thinking over just because, both teams a little inexperienced and they're both pretty high flying teams. I think they both average a damn near 30 points a game, or a little over 30 points a game. So but I feel like that's a trap, you know what I'm saying? They call them trap games, you know what I mean? So I think it's gonna be under 2. I think the inexperience is actually gonna work against them. They're gonna probably try a little bit too much and not really get a lot of things moving. But I got like a 20-17 type game for this one.
Got you. All right, so we're locking that game. Both of us on the Chargers as the favorites by 3, and then both of us on the under as well. But, kudos to Jacksonville. Didn't think that they would be in this position, especially to host a home game. So
for sure.
I kind of consider that a successful season for them.
100%. Oh, man, win your division games, man.
Exactly.
Win your division games.
All right, let's move on into Sunday. Sunday morning, the first game of Sunday, we got the Dolphins at the Bills. The Bills favorited by 13.5 in this one, and the over-under is 43.5.
Yeah, I know it's a crazy spread, but I am taking Buffalo at 14, man. The Dolphins are going with their third string quarterback. They're not, Tua has definitely been rolled out, and I believe Teddy Bridgewater is also out too, so they're getting their third string ready. And Buffalo Bills are rolling. I think it's going to be a tune-up game for the rest of the wave. And
Yeah.
it's in Buffalo. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy, and I'll take the over too on this one as well. I think they actually put up a ton of points on them. Dolphins maybe put up maybe maybe 17, but I got Buffalo putting up at least 30. So I like Buffalo in this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. A 13.5 point spread just seems like a big spread anytime in the NFL, but
Mm-hmm.
especially in the playoffs when you're supposed to have, two of the best left teams.
Yep.
Um, but I do think that the Bills are in position to want to take care of business, and they know the Dolphins well, and also with the Dolphins being hampered at quarterback, like you said, they're going to start a rookie Skylar Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think that the Dolphins will have something. They'll have
Yeah,
a couple of plays, like a couple of touchdowns, like you said. But I think that they won't be able to match up with the Bills. Ultimately, I got the over, and I got the Bills in a big win as well. So
yeah,
um, I think they want to prove a point with everything too.
definitely.
Um,
And their
so
ground game is run too now, man. They're using a Cook a lot more than just Singletary. You know what I'm saying? And you already know what Josh Allen does. So even if it's really super windy, I imagine Bills putting up 3, 4 rushing touchdowns on the day. So it's going to be interesting.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I think that they might end up running away with it a little bit late, but
Mm-hmm.
again, the Dolphins, that's a solid season for first year coach.
Yeah,
So we'll see what they come back with, but I feel like you know, right or wrong, I feel like a quarterback change is probably in their future, in their near future.
for sure. Agreed.
So all right, so we're locking that one in, both going with the Bills. And let's move on to Sunday afternoon. We have the New York Giants visiting the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 3, and the over/under is 48.
Yeah, man, this is my upset game, dog. I got New York in this one. Um, the Vikings have played well. Also, I can't really, I don't say well, but the record indicates they play well, right?
Yeah,
But this is my upset of I think the two between the two not divisions.
between the NFC or what?
Yeah, NFC or whatever. But I have this one going Giants way, and I'm also taking the over. I think this one actually goes pretty high scoring. So I'm thinking this gets into at least the 50s because no one's expecting it to. You know what I'm saying? So I got the over in this one, and I'm taking the Giants.
Got
Upset.
you. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm taking the Giants as well as the underdog. I think that they're going to win the game outright.
Same.
Not even just that they're going to cover or squeak in or only lose by one. I think that
Same.
they will win the game outright.
Yep.
They're just, it's weird to say, but they're just like a more solid, like more well-rounded
Right.
team in a sense.
Right.
Um, but the only where I'm differing with you on this one is I'm actually taking the under. I think that if the Vikings get into a shootout with the Giants, that ultimately Jefferson will be too much,
Yeah.
and that they'll actually put up a lot of points. But I'm actually going with the Giants to win this one, and it's going to be kind of like an ugly, dirty, low scoring game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I feel like the best mix for the Giants would be to potentially to win
Keep it
that
low.
game. But I like that though. We're both on an upset. I
Yeah.
didn't think, especially early on in the year, I know the Giants were winning some games and stuff, and the NFC East was looking pretty strong. But out of all of those teams, I thought they were the most of fakers, and here they are in the playoffs, and
Yeah.
and they're looking to potentially move past the first round. So
Mm-hmm.
give them credit for that. Brian Dable actually kind of putting together a little bit of a squad there.
Yeah.
Also want to welcome Pops in the building. What's up? Good evening. Welcome to the show, and throw out your picks along the way if you'd like. Um, and we appreciate having you here. So let's move into Sunday night football. We got 2 more games left. This one is Oh wait, we locked that in already, right? Oh yeah, we both went to the Giants side. I'm sorry, both went to the Giants side, and now we're moving into the Sunday night football, which is the Ravens at the Bengals. 8.5 favorite for the Bengals, and the over is 40.5.
Yeah. So I actually got this one in a little bit earlier when they still weren't sure if Lamar was going to play or not. So I'm actually really happy about that. But I'm taking the Bengals again, man. Again, in the NFL, I know 10 points. You know what I'm saying? It's high, but I just don't think the Baltimore Ravens just have enough. Period. You know what I mean? As far as the offense goes, kind of showed when they just literally played each other last week. And it's going to be basically the same thing. Tyler Huntley is going to be playing in this game, so they won't be using the third string quarterback. But Huntley hasn't looked good either. You know what I mean? I think since
Right.
Lamar Jackson's gone down, they're averaging like 13 points a game. That's just not going to be enough to keep up with this Bengals team. And not to mention the defense of the Bengals has actually been playing really well. So, you know, I mean, you throw a defense on top of that offense, and you got some trouble. And I really do like them in an 8.5 win, and I'm taking the under.
Got you. Yeah. Unc chiming in there. He does say Lamar is out.
Mm-hmm.
Reminding us on that one. Pops has got the Bengals in this one. I got the Bengals as well. 9 points is kind of a lot, but I think that they'll easily cover that. Like
Yeah.
you said, their offense has been just kind of ramping back up. And they're dangerous again in the AFC. I feel like, especially with their wins over the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens. It's interesting though with the Lamar injury. They say it's more serious than previously believed, but I feel like part of it too is that he's just not going to go out there if he's not 100%,
Oh yeah.
given the contract situation.
Yep.
I'm interested to see what they end up doing. If they do end up franchise tagging him, that would be kind of a low blow. But hopefully maybe he'll get to escape Baltimore. But it looks like that's kind of coming to an end there. I think the Bengals do put them out, and in pretty easy fashion. As far as the over under, I'm kind of agreeing with you. I think it's going to be, the under. I feel like, Bengals 21-24 or something like that. And then the Ravens like 10 or less. So
Yeah.
that's what we got for this Sunday night football. But yeah, hopefully, I'm saying I wonder where Lamar will sign during the offseason. Hopefully he gets that chance to
Miami.
kind of get out.
I think
So
Miami.
We'll see. I think maybe where Sean Payton goes too.
That's a good point. Good point.
All right, so let's go ahead and lock this one in. We got both of us going with the Bengals on the Sunday night football, and then moving into Monday night, first time ever Monday night football playoff game. We've got the Cowboys, America's team, visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cowboys favored by 2.5. The over/under is set at 45.5.
Yeah, man. I said this on the Tuesday show. I got Dallas, man. And it's funny, I know they're favorite or whatever, but they keep talking about, Tom Brady's never lost to the Cowboys. Well, that's first time for everything, you know what I'm saying? So I really like the Cowboys in this spot. I said it a couple of weeks ago that whoever Dallas plays at the NFC South, they're going to get that dub, whether it been the Panthers or the Bucks. And I like the Panthers this one. Not the Panthers, sorry, the Cowboys. And I think that when the Cowboys lose a game, they usually come back the next game very, very strong. So I like this in a shootout. I'm talking 37-34 Cowboys. It's going to be high scoring.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree. I think that the Cowboys handle their business on the road, and it's going to be a tougher road for them. But I think that's going to be okay. That they've shown a little bit of perseverance, and they're going to need that to get through the playoffs regardless. Tom Brady's never lost to the Cowboys, but this is a different situation. I definitely think that if Dak can just limit the turnovers, I think he's still going to have one pick. You know what I'm saying? Just for giggles or whatever. But I do think that they'll get through that. I see them winning by 3 at least. I think it is going to be a high scoring one, and maybe late put on an extra touchdown, to kind of extend that lead. But it's going to be a different time as long as the defense comes to play, and as long as Micah Parsons really just has a good game and kind of fires off and leads the charge on defense. So that'll be a good one. Pops has got the Cowboys in that one. Unk says that'll be a hard game to watch, but I don't know why. I'm curious, Unk. He said, I think Cowboys, but Tom could have flashback to prime years. I got you. I think his flashback already came, with that 3 touchdown, or not that 3 touchdown, but that big game against I think it was the Panthers. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm he ain't looked that good all year.
Right, in 2 years. But hopefully that was his flashback game. But it's very interesting, that the Cowboys started off the year against the Bucks. I think, and almost won that game. I feel like we have a chance to make things right, and see if we can get on a little bit of momentum going into the next round of the playoffs. So
Yeah,
I got
I
the
think
Cowboys on this one.
Tom probably bought his way into the playoffs. He was like, "Look, I can't get divorced and miss the playoffs this year." So
Exactly.
yeah, Goodell was like, "All right, look, we'll let you beat the Panthers," and all that. At least that's what I'm telling myself at night. You know what I'm saying? So like, Tom bought himself into the playoffs, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's a better story for sure. That's a better ratings. And of course, Dallas is always going to pull ratings in the playoffs, and the Buccaneers, Tom Brady always too. So that's fitting why they put it on the Monday Night Football.
For sure.
But I just don't like it, man, because I just don't like waiting all
The
weekend to
wait,
see the
man. The
game.
wait, man.
I want that to be on a Sunday where I can just have my enjoyable Sunday, not like on a Monday where you're just trying to get done with other stuff and get back to it. So
For real.
but we'll see what's up. So that's where we got. We're locked in with those picks right there. Again, both of us think that the Cowboys will cover the spread against the against the Bucks. And then I was gonna see real quick. Let's just run back through the rest of them real quick one more time. Again, we both had the Bengals against the Ravens. We both had the Giants upsetting the Vikings. We have both have the Bills against the Dolphins, but Pops earlier he said that he thinks the Dolphins in the upset. That would definitely be something to see. I feel like it would take a little bit of a letdown from the Bills.
No, you
For
know
that
what?
to happen.
I don't think Pops is saying the Dolphins. I think he was saying because we were talking about where Lamar's gonna go.
Oh,
I said Dolphins, and then he said Dolphins like right after that. So correct me if I'm wrong, Pops, but I think we were saying
oh
Dolphins
no,
where
no, I got
Lamar's
you. I
gonna
got
go.
you. I
Yeah,
see it now and he might have been responding to Unc as well as what you were saying. Okay, I got
yeah.
you.
I
So
think
okay.
I don't want to put words in Pops' mouth. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Pops,
okay. I think that's more likely scenario there for sure. Then we got, let's see, what else do we got? We got the Chargers. Both of us believe the Chargers will beat the Jaguars on the road. And then the only one we differed on a little bit is the San Francisco. Now we both picked San Francisco to win the game, but I
right.
just think that the Seahawks will cover the spread. So
Yep.
that's what's up. There we go. So that's our secure the bag wild card weekend picks. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. And yeah, I'm excited to see the games, see what all transpires this weekend. But it should be a good one for sure. And
Okay.
Pops did say the Bills win the game.
Yeah.
He just made that about Lamar. So
Yeah. I hope they let him go, man. I don't think I don't know. The Ravens franchise is a weird franchise when it comes to like the quarterback position. The crazy part about it is like you watch them or like how they've looked without Lamar, and like I think he missed what four games, 5 games last season. They lost every single one, and then they've only won one game since he's been out this one too.
yeah.
That's not a good look, man. Like even with no receivers, no offense, you guys win games. This man got you to the playoffs in the first half of the season. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, and still didn't get his man his payday. So that's just disrespectful to me. Let that man go at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I appreciate Pops and Unc reining in the remaining other picks. They both got the 49ers. Pops has got the Jaguars on that one. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great weekend though. And we'll definitely recap all of the first round of the playoffs and then get ready for round two on the big show next Tuesday. Also, we got to give a shout out to Trevor. He won the final week of the regular season on the pick'em, but we are still doing the Yahoo pick'em, so you can still log in even though it's the playoffs. Make picks for all six, and then really dial in on those tiebreakers. You'll have to pick two final scores, and then who will score the most and who the least. That's going to be really crucial. Also, keep it moving, especially for Anthony Wesson and also Stephanie Washington. They're only one game apart in the overall standing, so we're going to keep it going through the playoffs. And whoever wins the overall standings for the year will also get a Super Bowl square. And if you haven't won Super Bowl squares or you haven't won enough Super Bowl squares, hit us up. We got those for sale as well. And anything else? I think that covers it. I think that's good.
Yeah, that's it.
We're going to continue to keep this thing rocking. We'll do Secure the Bag every week all the way up until Super Bowl, where we'll break down, the big matchup. And we might have to do it like this, just like live on that as well. Oh, Unc sent a reminder, NBA on Monday as well. Yeah. Hit us up if you want to participate in the MLK contest for MLB not MLB, NBA on MLK Day. And we'll get you guys the sheet so you can make the picks. We're going to be picking all the NBA games for MLK Day prizes. So that's what's up. Giving away that Trae Young rookie card. So very exciting. And Grace chimed in. She said, I have to buy mine. Well, we'll take care of that. We'll make sure you get yours secured. And yeah, we want to fill up the whole 100 square grid before the Super Bowl, but at least before kickoff, so we can have a good competition there. So that's what it is. I think that's it. I think we covered it, but appreciate you slackers keeping us online. Strizzy, I appreciate you maybe making us some money. You know what I'm saying? It's not betting advice, but you letting us know how you're doing on your parlay. So we'll find out. We'll find out next week.
Real, we gonna see.
We gonna find out. But until then, it's your boy AW
and your boy Strizzy.
Peace.